and gentlemen, welcome to today's debate on El Nino and its impact. We have two groups of debaters here to present their arguments on the topic. Let's introduce our participants. From Debater A, Miss Malu Morales, Miss Nelia Amparo, Miss Julina De La Torre, and Miss Rachel Dolimas. From Debater B, Miss Juana Canis, Mr. Eddie Marasha, Miss Joanne Ilagan, Mr. Derwin Malibata, and Mr. Roland Salva. As your moderator for this debate, I am Cherry May Magsino, an environmental journalist with a passion for raising awareness about climate-related issues. I will ensure a fair and respectful exchange of ideas between our debaters. While maintaining the flow of debate, I encourage all of you to actively engage in this informative discussion on El Nino and its impact. Let's begin with the opening statements. Miss Malu Morales, you may start.
Thank you, Miss Cherry. Ladies and gentlemen, El Nino is a natural climate phenomenon that occurs in the Pacific Ocean, bringing significant changes to weather patterns worldwide. It is characterized by unusually warm ocean temperatures which have far-reaching consequences. So today, we will argue that El Nino has a substantial impact on global weather patterns, leading to extreme weather events, environmental disruptions, and socio-economic consequences.
Thank you, Moderator. While I agree that El Nino is a significant climate event, I would like to emphasize that its impact should not be exaggerated. El Nino is a temporary disruption in the climate system, and its effects vary across regions. Today, we will argue that El Nino effects are not uniformly catastrophic, and in some cases, it can even bring positive outcomes.
Now that we have heard the opening statements, let's move on to the first round of arguments. Understanding El Nino. Nelia, please explain El Nino in greater detail.
El Nino occurs when warm water from the Western Pacific Ocean flow eastward toward the coast of South America. This disrupt the normal trade winds is altered atmospheric pressure pattern leads to change in global weather. El Nino events typically last for several months to a year and can recur every few years. The warming of the Pacific Ocean affect atmospheric circulation, resulting in those floods and other extreme weather events in various regions worldwide.
I agree with the basic understanding of El Nino presented by Nelia. However, it is important to note that not all El Nino events are the same. There are varying intensities and their impacts depend on local and regional factors. Some El Nino events may have minimal effects on weather patterns, while others can be more pronounced. It is crucial to consider the context and not generalize the impacts of El Nino.
Thank you both for explaining the fundamentals of El Nino. Let's proceed to the second round, the impact of El Nino. Julina, please present your arguments on the impact of El Nino.
El Nino's impact is significant and widespread. It can lead to severe droughts in some regions, such as Australia and Southeast Asia, causing agricultural losses, water shortages, and food insecurity. Conversely, it can result in heavy rainfall and flooding in other areas like South America and parts of the United States. These extreme weather events can lead to property damage, loss of lives, and economic disruptions. El Nino also affects marine ecosystem, leading to changes in fish population and damaging coral reef.
While I acknowledge that El Nino can cause extreme weather events, it is important to note that these events are parts of natural climate variability. Many regions have adapted to such variability and implemented measures to mitigate the impacts. Furthermore, El Nino can have positive effects such as replenishing water resources in drought-prone regions, enhancing fisheries in certain areas. It is crucial to consider both negative and positive aspects of El Nino's impact.
We have heard compelling arguments from both debaters. Now, let's move on to the closing statements. From debater A, please present your final thoughts.
El Nino is a climatic phenomenon that cannot be ignored. Its impact on global weather patterns is significant and can result in devastating consequences. To mitigate the negative effects, we must focus on approaches measures such as earlier warning systems, disaster preparedness, and climate adaptation strategies. Ignoring the impact of El Nino could have vulnerable to its destructive forces.
While El Nino can indeed bring challenges, we should not solely focus on its negative impacts. It is essential to recognize the resilience and adaptability of human societies and their ability to cope with climatic variability. By understanding the complexities of El Nino and implementing sustainable practices, we can harness its potential benefits and minimize its adverse effects. Thank you for your perspective, Edomer. While it is true that the impact of El Nino can vary across regions, it is crucial not to underestimate the potential consequences of this climate phenomenon. Even in the area where the effects may be less pronounced, El Nino can still lead to significant disruption on weather patterns. This disruption can cascading effects on agriculture, water resources, and overall socioeconomic stability. It is important to approach El Nino with caution and preparedness, as even seemingly mild events can escalate into more severe crises if not properly addressed.
I appreciate your point, Ms. Malu. Indeed, it is important to approach El Nino with caution and preparedness. While I emphasize the potential positive outcomes, I do not dismiss the significance of its impact. The varying intensities and regional differences should not overshadow the need for proactive measures and adaptive strategies. By acknowledging both challenges and opportunities, we can work towards a comprehensive understanding of El Nino and develop effective solutions to mitigate its negative effect and harness its potential benefits.
Thank you both for your insightful arguments. The impacts of El Nino are complex and multifaceted, and it is crucial to consider both the challenges and opportunities it presents. We encourage further research and discussion to better understand and address the impacts of this significant climatic phenomenon.